and check my mail for a couple of days. And I am in the I have a channel manager for Julia's hair journey on YouTube. Like it's a channel shorts. It's not like, it's for people that are in the shorts program where their shorts were getting a lot of traction. And I got invited to the shorts creator program like back in April, and I've gone to some of the talks and things. And at the end of the year, they asked us would we like a YouTube creator sweater. So hopefully TikTok's still around for us in the US come January 19th. If it's not, you can follow me over on YouTube on Julia's Hair Journey or California Mountain Art and Life. And I've tried to be going live sometimes on both channels. So I'm just gonna kind of do like the hair brushing, and I'm wearing my sweater. And even though I live in California and I'm sure it's considered very warm compared to other people, I think it's cold. I don't know, because it's like 40 degrees outside. I don't like it when it's winter. I'm not a winter type. I'm not a winter girly, okay? I'm just not. Everybody seems to love the winter and they think that's their favorite time of year or something. I mean, I like wearing sweaters. I'll wear this sweater all winter. I know it kind of has a holiday pattern to it, but I want to continue to wear it because I'm like, you know what? It's cold outside. I will wear it. Some lotion on my hair. Don't fall over. Hands nice and lotiony. Get my hands nice and lotiony, and then I'm gonna unbraid my hair. So if I'm not washing my hair, I always use these 2 claw clips, or any really. I just put my hair up in the shower because I do not wash my hair every day. Although I do think it's good to extend out hair washing, but recently I'm kind of like going back to once a week because I don't know. I just feel like my scalp really likes that right now. But I do think if your hair is like more on the curlier to coilier side, I don't think that much washing is necessary. And I was like throughout the summer, I was happy like going up to 2 or 3 weeks. I'm just feeling like right now, 3 weeks is just way too much because I'd be rinsing my roots and I'd be doing so much just to like make my hair look decent. And I sort of just feel like if I wash my hair, it's just easier. It's just easier. I don't know. I almost feel like it's less time. Like, I feel like we build up this okay. I feel like if we see, like, I kind of feel like, and this is my little opinion, it's just sometimes easier to just wash your hair a little bit more often. Like, not every day. I think every day. There's a lot of debates going on YouTube, hair talk, YouTube talk, whatever. Like, because a lot of people have decided recently that they want to wash their hair every day or every other day. And, you know, years ago, I did do every other day for a bit. I don't know why. I was riding a bike a lot. It was really hot outside, but I started to feel like that's just way too much for me personally. But if that works for you, but then other people are like now saying, oh, like how blow drying is better for your hair, and like really promoting like curling irons and flat ironing. But that's not what my channel is about. Like, there's a lot of people that are into trendy hairstyling, but I'm all about just doing more like simple, more braiding hairstyles. So like the whole blow dryer, trendy hairstyle thing. It's just not my thing. Like, I just like to braid my hair, wear updos. I do wear my hair loose sometimes lately, but I don't want to do that every day. I just feel like that, I don't know, it's just not my thing really. I like braids. I just love to wear my hair in braids. Like, that's my favorite hairstyle, you know? I don't really do high ponytails just because, yeah, I'm not a high ponytail. I actually do like low ponies most of the time, and then I braid them, and then I do occasionally pin up my hair with like, you know, U-pins or hairpins, but lately I've just been like claw clip. I love the claw clip, and they're very versatile, and there's all kinds of claw clips you can put your hair up with, and yeah, so I'm more low end. Like, I like, and to me it just feels less damaging, because all these people who say at the end of the day you can do all this heat to your hair, it does damage your hair. But if you've noticed recently, there's been like a resurgence of 90s hair. I feel like, yeah, people are still doing more natural, old-fashioned hairstyling, but it's not as trendy or something right now. And people, they want a highly made-up aesthetic and just things that, I don't know, I'm more of a natural person. It's not that I don't do anything modern. I'm just more of a natural, kind of going for the old-fashioned way of doing things that people have done forever. I don't think you need to buy like a Dyson Airwrap. I'll never own that thing. I don't think you need to buy the high-end shampoo. I don't know. My hair channel is just called Julia's Hair Journey because it's my hair journey. It's not based on like what the influencers are doing, like this influencer, that influencer, or this trend and that trend, like trying to say that you need, like, I don't know if you've noticed, like there's like a proliferation of multi-step skincare and hair care routines. Like, it's just like, it just seems like it's really being pushed that you need like this number of products, and like, oh, you have to have a bamboo hairbrush to massage your scalp, or a certain kind of scalp massager. And like, what about women from the history of time, all throughout history, and men too, who had super long, beautiful hair, and they didn't have all those things? Like, to me, it's still marketing 101. You absolutely do not need to buy a bamboo hairbrush. Like, it's not necessary. Like, your fingers can massage your scalp. You don't need to buy the bamboo hairbrush. You don't need to use that dropper to put oil directly on your scalp. Like, if you, maybe for people that are like washing their hair excessively, but then I'm thinking these same people that are promoting like putting oil directly on your scalp are also saying, oh, my scalp's getting kind of irritated, so I need to wash more. But they're using tons of products, and I would be very skeptical of that, okay? Especially since a lot of these people, they're not using the same products. Like, there's some people, they use the same products every time, but if you see an influencer using a different product every week, and then every week it seems like they're saying you need to do this and you need to do that, I would just be personally skeptical, because I'm not going to be like, oh wow, my local influencer told me that I needed this brush and that comb and this particular hair system, and now I'm seeing gua sha for hair. Like, gua sha is an old Chinese form of like massaging your face, but now they're doing it on the scalp, and I feel like that could be dangerous, because maybe some people in China that know how to do that throughout the history of time, that have been trained in that, maybe they know what they're doing. But just, let's say some people see somebody buying like this comb to do a gua sha scalp massage on their hair at home, like that could cause tingling. I just feel like it's going to cause a lot of things that might not be necessary for your hair. I just would be careful. I would be very skeptical of all these things that people keep telling you that you need, because you probably don't need them. And most people can't afford them in this economy, okay? They just can't. Most people cannot afford all those little, like, things that the influencers do. And then, I don't know. So you just need to be very careful and very mindful. And I'm not saying you can't buy expensive things if that works for you, but just be mindful that many people, I just massage my scalp like in a natural kind of way. You know, the thing I don't like about Christmas Day or Xmas Day or whatever you want to call it is that everything's closed. Like, but some things are open. Like, but it's so random. It's like a lot of fast food places are closed and a lot of stores are closed, but some are open. And then if one's open, it's like some people are like, aha, like, because some people, they don't have anywhere to go and they still need to go buy food or something, but then they get kind of chastised or like, oh, Del Taco's open. Del Taco makes their employees work on this day. I don't know. It's just, but I don't know. It's just, it's interesting. Like, I like the decorations and the fun stuff, but like people are getting wild though. Like, they're like getting really frazzled about the price of eggs and it's going up. And then I was at the grocery store and eggs were $13 for a dozen. That's like $1 an egg. It's more than $1 an egg. I was like, oh. Or maybe that was a big carton of eggs. I don't know. I don't eat eggs. And some of us don't eat eggs, and then people who don't eat eggs, they're like, oh, you didn't know the price of eggs went up? No, I personally, I don't eat eggs because I'm vegan. But my sister, who is like, she does eat some meat, like, people ask her about eggs, and I don't know, like, she was telling me about this, and like, she doesn't have a crystal ball. How would she know about the price of eggs? It's so weird. It's like, people are supposed to know about the price of eggs. They're like, how do you know when the price of eggs will go up and down? I mean, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I like holiday decorations and sweaters and things like that, but I'm not super like into, I don't know, some of the things other people do. Like, a lot of people, like, I just went to see my family. That's it. Very low key, but we're kind of lower key, more introverted people. We're not doing Christmas in like this extroverted kind of way. Like, oh, like, I don't know, like what you see maybe on the Hallmark movies or something. It's not like that. Not that those movies aren't cute and all, but yeah, that would not be for me, I think. And it's true, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are alone and they might not have family or something, and then, like, I don't know, there's this thing like, oh, like, you have to, like, feel bad because everybody's doing something, and it's very interesting, really. But I don't know, everybody has their own things that they do, I guess. Personally, I just keep everything low-key, very, very low-key. Like, I don't want to be the kind of person that's really social, like going to a lot of events. You know what I mean? Ow. I need to be more careful when I bend over. Yeah, so for me, this is how I massage my scalp. I brush my hair out or whatever, you know, like that. I don't think it has to be like a special way that you do it, like. But that's just how I do it, you know what I mean? I don't know, everybody has their own way of doing it. I do like this YouTube sweater. It's fun though. This I like. Alrighty, let's pull my hair over my shoulder like this. I'm not saying I'll ever write a book, but I have sometimes I think about writing a book again. That romance novel that I wrote like 15 years ago, what a joke that thing was. Because I did once, just for fun, I never wanted to publish it, okay? But I wrote a book once, and I don't know, I wasn't super happy with it. And then my little sister said, there's nothing going on here, they're just sitting on the beach and stuff. What is this? What is this? And she was so critical of it, and I read it, and it was kind of just too, I guess, too breezy. But sometimes I think about writing a book, just, it's not exactly a memoir, but just something about, like, learning things about your roots and stuff. But I'm not sure I'm going to do it or not. Like, I want to, but it would be a time thing. Like, I would have to make the time to do it. It's just a thought. Because I'm beginning to realize now, like, even though my dad remembered things that his grandma told him, it's like, I'm starting to realize I know more stuff because I've been researching these things for years and I've been looking into it. And he'll remember, like, a dish that his grandma made. But I'm like, did you know this? And do you know that? He'll be like, oh, I didn't know that. Because he just wants to talk about whatever topic he likes. And I'm beginning to realize I was the only person in my immediate family who was really, really invested in loving genealogy, like to that depth. Most people are like, no. And then I'll meet like a few third to fourth cousins and they love it and they want to know more and they're so invested. But everybody else is like, yeah, not really. Like, you know, it's just so. But I want to know more, and I want to know things about the scope of history, and I kind of want to think about like how does it impact you personally, and I have these thoughts about it, and I'm like, I'm not sure I'm ever gonna write, but sometimes I start thinking like, I would like to write a book like this, but the market is very flooded with books right now, so sometimes it's just a thought, but maybe just for my own benefit, I will start writing some of these things down, and I'm not saying I'm gonna publish it one day, but I feel like it could just be like this exercise in remembrance, I don't know, or learning new things, really. Well, that I totally agree, because I feel like you know a lot more, like you know so much more knowledge about certain things that maybe your dad looked into. The thing that I've noticed is like when it comes to history, I'm like, oh yeah, like did you know this? Did you know that? And my dad's like, oh, I didn't know that. And I'm like, but didn't you read about history? And I realized he was almost more interested in like, I don't know, like he was stationed in Thailand, and it's like he was more interested in like Thai culture or something like that than like what he was interested in. And I guess what stuck in my mind when I was 4, I said, Dad, do you remember how you told me about your grandma and blah, blah, blah? He goes, yeah, but I just like the food because it was my grandma. And I said, but that was your dad too. And I'm just like, yeah. And he goes, but I like the food. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I think I love the history, and I love to see, like, I'm interested in diaspora. I'm very fascinated in diaspora and like why people immigrated and how it impacts you, and these ideas of genetic memory. Like some people are like, genetic memory is not really a thing. I believe it is. You should look it up. There's researchers who've talked about it. It's very fascinating, really, but I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna start writing down some of my thoughts maybe one day, and I'm not saying like it would be a published book, but I think it's a really great exercise, like to start writing things down when they're in your mind, and then just to reflect how, you know, I actually know, like, because I've been thirsty for knowledge and wanting to know certain things, like I actually know more about this than that than they do, because they're not that interested, and they're interested but not really. It's more just like a memory, and they're like, oh, it was a memory of that, but it's not really wanting to know about this. And I'm like really fascinated right now. I'm like, yeah, I want to know all about, like, I want to know more about like why what happened to Syria is like this today, and it's like becoming this obsession with me, wanting to learn more and more every day. Like, I'm so fascinated. But you know, not everybody has that kind of fascination. Some people are just like, yeah, I remember my grandma made this food and I liked it, but I don't know. It's very cursory, and then like wanting to talk about something that they like, and I'm like, well, you know, I have my own interests. Like, there are things that I like that. But this happens to me every time. Like, when it comes to genealogy, I'll talk about it. I'll be really fascinated about it because it's like really hardcore for me. And then I had like the second cousin who was hardcore about it. He's like, oh, you know, I'm really intense. Like, just excuse me if I get too intense. And I'm like, I feel that way too. He did and I did. And then on another side of the family, I had a cousin that was, but most people are just like, yeah, we don't care. And I'm like, I guess I'm very fascinated about things, you know? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, so if you have an interest in something and you want to learn more, like, you should definitely pursue that and write down what you're learning, I think. Like, because, you know, actually, like, keeping a journal that, even if you never become like a published author in the past, one thing that I found, it just gave me like a lot of ways to just reconcile thoughts I had about things, was to write down. I'm gonna get a haircut. Very much. And it could be about anything really. Like let's say it could just be about maybe if you're in school, or maybe if you like any kind of situation. When you start writing things down, like, it's not that you're releasing it, but let's say you feel anxious about something, or passionate about something, or just perplexed about something. I feel like writing your thoughts down about it is a great way. You could either be, maybe in the future you want to write a book, or maybe in the future you just want to have this journal that you could look back on. You know, these are my thoughts about that. Because I haven't been like super good about keeping a journal always, but I remember there were times in my life where I wrote things down, and then later I revisited it and I could read that, and it's just like a memory. And I feel like it's also a part of genealogy, really. Like, even let's say you never wanted to be like a published author and you never wanted to write a book about your family or anything. It could just be about yourself, and it could be like something you could look back on, or something to help you with your education, because it could be a way to like document things you're learning, and you could come back to it. And I feel like journaling, not like rigid journaling, but just journaling about things you're learning or things you want to do, can be very beneficial in many ways. And maybe you don't want to share it with anybody at all, I don't know. But yeah, I like the whole idea of just kind of journaling a little bit. Not super rigid about it, but maybe just, you know, document certain things you're learning, or have like a book where you're gonna, you know, these are just my thoughts on that. YouTube just really does not have a good comment section sometimes. Like, sorry to YouTube, like every time I did go live on YouTube, the comment section there is just getting more hokey pokey, and I'm like, ugh, whatever, YouTube, you keep doing your thing. That's why I find it funny that they're saying, oh, they might get rid of TikTok in the US, and I said, well, I made to ask, like, have you seen the comments on YouTube lives? And I know there's some people like, well, my YouTube lives are zany. I'm like, well, mine aren't. I don't know. And yeah, so just to be on the better side, I don't have time for the zany people or people that don't have an interest in life beyond some, wanting to document things, wanting to learn things, wanting to, keep a memory journal, or just maybe if you wanted to write a book, or if you wanted to learn more about anything, a way to document your learning. That's a good thing. That's a good tool, and it's very beneficial. And I find for the people that are more positive, that just want to look at this from a positive viewpoint, it's a way to mitigate some of your anxiety. Like when you write things down, it's not gonna completely, let's say you feel anxious about something, right? I have found in the past, when you write something down, it helps give you a way of looking at something. It gives you some distance between it of it, because you can write it down in a journal, okay? If something's bothering in your mind, you can write it down in a journal, and then you can kind of say, I'm going to put this aside maybe for a day or a week, and then I can revisit this thought, and then you can read it, what you wrote, a week later, and you can see, let's say you're really stressed out about something, or you're feeling anxious about something. You can come back in a week later and see, was it really that big of a deal? It felt like a big deal at the time, not that you're negating your feelings about something, but maybe sometimes things that just felt overwhelming at the time aren't as overwhelming, or maybe they were, or maybe you just needed a place to get it out. Because another thing too I find is sometimes it's better not to be super specific about things that bother you, or if you have a problem, to be you don't need to tell. I know we live in a society where people are you should tell everybody everything at all times. You should tell everybody about anything that bothers you. And I kind of say, no, you should hold back a little bit more, because there's a lot of people that love to dispense remedies or ideas about what you should do. But people who do that so readily, it's probably not helpful, because these same people, they're just on social media critiquing other people, or maybe some people are truly helpful, I don't know. But I think sometimes it's better just to maybe write things in a journal where you can learn about something, or let's say you want to write a book one day. Writing's a very beneficial tool. It's a lot of fun, and I mean handwriting, not just typing. It's handwriting that it's like an exercise that helps you think about stuff, But our Merry Christmas to Matt over on YouTube, and then TikTok. Hi everybody. Doing 2 lives at once is it's a lot of things going on. I'm able to multitask, okay? I have a high level of multitasking in my mind. I don't know. And I do it all by myself, and I'm I'm here and I'm there. It's a lot though. I'm well, maybe not. It's just a simple live, I guess. If it was more complicated, maybe I couldn't do it, but I feel there's a lot of things going on. So anyway, here's my braid. I like it. It's fun. And I hope everybody has a good night. Bye.